Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second edition of the podcast. So today I am with Vincenzo, my co-host. Could you introduce yourself real quick?
Hello, my name is Vincenzo. I'm Cultural Events Committee 2024-2025. Shout out to my committee. Okay. And yeah, excited for this podcast.
Very special guest that we have today alongside Vincenzo. So today we have a very special guest who has also been an alumnus. She was in the 15th board serving as the Commissioner of External Affairs, and she will tell us something about her career and about all the career insights and advice that she can give us. So without further ado, I want to welcome Priscilla Wang as our special guest for today. So yeah, could you introduce us to yourself real quick?
Definitely. Hi, Nick and Vincenzo. Thank you for having me here. As Nick introduced, I'm Priscilla. I was in the 15th board in the role of the Commission of External Affairs, also head of career. I'm from Rotterdam. I currently live in Amsterdam. I also studied here at Erasmus, did economics and law. And yeah, I've actually been working now 2.5 years at McKinsey, and very good to be back here.
Yeah, welcome back indeed. So you mentioned already something about your education, but that was going to be our first introduction topic of the day. So we looked at your CV. Well, we haven't actually looked at your CV, but we know of your CV, and we know that you have a lot of experiences. Could you maybe share something about your CV with us? Maybe something about your education first, or CSA or.
Definitely. My education. So I did the meeste doctorandusprogramma here at Erasmus. So I started with economics and law. During my bachelor's, I did an exchange to Beijing, China. I thought it was super fun. So then I was like, I want to do something more international. So for my master's, I did international management SEMS. And then because I thought it was a bit fluffy.
Wait, SEMS was also at RSM, right?
RSM. And then I also did Bocconi. So as the exchange school. Okay. So that was really fun.
Yeah.
But it was very fun, but it was a little bit fluffy because business. So I wanted to do something more to the core. So I also did law afterwards. And during these studies, I was kind of exploring what I wanted to do, what I like. So I actually did a lot of internships, and that's something I can really recommend to do. I did a lot of different things. I wanted to explore the public sector. So what did I do? The embassy.
Yeah.
The Chinese embassy in the Netherlands.
Okay.
But also went to Luxembourg at a Chinese bank. I actually never wanted to explore strategy consulting because in a sense, everyone wants to do strategy consulting. And I'm when everyone wants to do it, I don't really want to do it. But in the end, I ended up here.
Yeah.
And also with a slight turn because I also wanted to explore law. So I also did, exactly, an internship law. I think I did a lot of stuff here. But in the end, it was all very fun. And I'm happy where I'm at now.
Well, yeah, that's a lot of experiences, right? SEMS, how was SEMS? That's called strategic management, is it not? Or
yeah, so it's international management.
International management.
Exactly. So there are a lot of partner schools. You have LSE. You also have now one in the US, I think, but also in China, Tsinghua. Yeah. So the idea is you have 1.5 years program.
Yeah.
And then you can at RSM you always do 1 semester in RSM, 1 semester at the exchange school, depending on where you go. And then 1 semester you do the business project and the thesis. So it's a 1.5 year program. It's really fun. I can recommend.
Wait, so it's a mandatory part of the program that you go to another university?
Exactly. Yeah,
really?
Exactly.
Oh, because I was also looking at SEMS. I was already orientating after my bachelor. So for the people who don't know, I'm doing a bachelor international business administration, and I'm currently in my second year. But I don't know what to do with my master yet. And I was looking at SEMS. I don't know a lot about it. So that would be nice if you could tell me something more about it. So you went on a mandatory exchange, and how did that work?
A mandatory exchange sounds really
it's
not
part
fun,
of your program, right?
No, how it works is I there are a lot of people from IBA who actually did SEMS in the end, so it's a very good and good program, I would say.
Yeah.
Especially when you do something else. You want to know more about the selection process, or?
Oh, no, more about what is SEMS in general, because like you said, it's so fluffy. I also don't even know about it.
So it's basically, it's a continuation of your IBA program. I think for me it was something new because I did economics and law.
Yeah.
But in general, you get subjects, international management subjects, so strategic management, but also some finance courses, etc. There are some core courses that every school has to do. Mm-hmm. And then depending on your interest, you can select some electives. And also depending on your exchange school, they have something that they are more specialized in.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So you can do anything you want.
Exactly. So Bocconi was super fun.
Yeah.
I did courses such as fashion and luxury management, but also M&A. And they have a bit of a different way than teaching than here at Erasmus, so it's like a really good experience.
Yeah.
I can recommend.
Okay.
But if you want to party or something, you should go to Asia.
Yeah. Okay. That's what it's known for, right?
Exactly.
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay. What about CSA? So, of course, you were in CSA during this time period of your education, but how was it balancing these two?
That's a good one. So because I was doing this double degree, I did CSA in my fourth year, I would say, and that was the year I wanted to wrap up law, my bachelor's of law. So I only had to do a few. How do you call it? Study points. So
ECTS.
Exactly. That was what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Such a long time ago. No. So it was that was very easy to combine. I could just do some extra courses during the Herkansingen and just write my thesis on the side, and I was done. And I definitely spent my big chunk of time on CSA, and that was really fun because you're also doing it. It's super fun.
Yeah. So you hosted like the 15th edition of CIV. I don't know how many CIV editions there were, but like in your year, do you know?
I actually also don't know which edition, but yeah.
That's okay. Yeah. Well, now we changed the name to CSA EUR Career Days. I don't know if you're aware of it.
Yes, I've heard of it. I also spoke to Brian about it.
Yeah.
It's happening, I think,
it's
in 3 weeks or something.
Like 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
It's gonna happen
February.
in 2 weeks. Yeah.
Really fun.
Yeah.
Even I can recommend anyone to do such a committee or just participate in such days. I think you get to see a lot of different options.
I mean, I think we all signed up for it, and I certainly did a lot of stands hours for career. So I'm basically part of career, actually.
That's how you feel like you're adopted.
Yeah, every time I looked at the what is it called again? The referral point system, I only saw your name on there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, cultural number 1, we're winning, I hope.
Did you have something in your time with the Career Days referral system?
Referrals no, that's new. What is it?
Oh, I think Vincenzo can explain a lot more about that than me.
So basically, we are competing with different committees for like different places. The first place wins like prizes, second place 2, and third place 2. Mm-hmm. And how you can win is by earning points, and you get points by doing stuff for career. Basically doing stands, flyering, promoting on social media, etc.
Oh, so it's like internal.
Yeah,
yes.
It's all for internal.
All for internal. And like, what can you win? What is the biggest prize?
I mean, we get money. What was it?
Really?
Like 350 euros for the entire committee, and then you can spend it on the bonding, I think.
Yeah.
That's good.
So that's quite a lot of money.
So you're winning for cultural.
Of course, I'm winning for cultural.
Yeah, shout out cultural.
Yeah, cultural represent.
Yep.
And what do you want to do?
No idea yet, because not about the money. It's about being the best.
It's about promoting career days. So it's basically another incentive system for more signups for the career days.
Okay, that's super smart, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, but coming back to the career days, so what did you learn from career days back in your day?
Back in my day, such a long time ago. No, actually,
maybe before that, did you do like a committee before like?
Oh yeah, maybe
becoming like board and supervisor of the career committee back in your year?
No, actually I did not. I was more like part of Induplo, part of the Binaire Bureau, so I was not active at CSA. Mm-hmm. But actually during my exchange in China, I was also with Anki and Stephen. We were together. I was like, how fun would it be to be more involved? Also connecting with your roots, etc. So we all decided to sign up, and then like we all became board actually in the end, also with Weiwa. Yeah, that's really fun. So to answer your question, I didn't do anything before, but of course I had a bit of experience of doing some committees, and it was really fun. And to your question, what did I learn? Good question. I think multiple levels, right? So one thing is, I think like as a consultant, 3 things. So first of all, I think as like the head of a career, you have to manage a team, and you have to do kind of like project management. So you want to have a set an agenda of like, what do you want to get in, when do you want to have events, when do you speak to people. Mm-hmm. So the kind of like managing part, that's also like kind of like a good exercise for my current career of how do you manage it all. So that was a big learning for me. Second thing I would say is also how do you present yourself, because as the head of career and also as the career events committee, I would say you are talking to external companies all the time. You're kind of like negotiating the best prices, good events, cool goodies. So you have to learn how to present yourself and make sure that you bring the best of CSA to them. Mm-hmm. And thirdly, I think what I learned from it is that having fun is is very important. Yeah. And I think within like CSA, we're super happy with cultural IC. So it's a really like a bonding. Yeah, you find your spot. So it's also learning for me, like, in the end, what you do, you have to have passion for, and you need to like the people around you. So I had a very good year. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good to hear. So if there's one thing that you can say to the current career committee right now, so is there a piece of advice that you can give them?
A piece of advice,
Yeah.
I would say, think about which companies you like and actively reach them, because I think there's no better chance or opportunity for you to reach out to them with a reason, which is CSA now, but actually it's also your first foot in the door to get to know them. And often the first time you meet someone, you don't know them, it's maybe a bit weird. You don't know what topics to talk to. You also don't want to oversell yourself, but like if you have a thing to talk about, an event that you want to organize, it's a very natural way to connect with people. So I would say, yeah, choose your companies wisely and have some fun there.
Yeah.
Was there like a company you had in mind in your year that you really, really wanted for the career event, but did not manage to get in the end?
That's a good one. I think we had a long list of companies that we wanted.
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously. And I think one of them was Huawei. We really wanted to get them because it was it was very cool. It's Chinese kind of like.
I can get that. No.
But they were very difficult. I think we had like multiple rounds of negotiations every time. Yes, and then in the end, I actually wonder whether we got them or not. I think we did get them on their banner name. So that's
Only on their banner?
I think we did something with them,
Okay.
but nothing as big as we wanted to.
Yeah.
But I think you can better ask my career committee members that have a better memory than I have.
Yeah. I think this year we do have a workshop, right? From
Yes,
Huawei.
there's something from Huawei. Yeah,
I don't know
indeed.
what. I don't know what though, but there is a workshop.
And I also think Study Trip is going to visit Huawei.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
super cool. In which city?
I think Shenzhen.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
going to Shenzhen. That's so fun.
I don't know if that's for the public yet, but we'll see. We might have to cut that out.
The career events committee is like starting very soon on their event. Is there like a tip or like something that kept you up at night right before the event, leading up to the events that you want to share?
That's a good one. So we had 3 days of events. And I think what's very important is they don't only focus on your career committee members, if like Brian, for example, that they know what to do, but also make sure you communicate correctly to the rest of the CSA crowd that's going to help, so they know how to help you best. Because during the day, during the Congress, for example, you will be very busy.
Yeah.
But some people need to know what they do, and you might not have enough time to coordinate. In our year, for example, there were some issues with taking pictures and taking videos. So I'm not sure about the photo quality of this year's, but like have a look there that you also capture the great success of the career days that you will have.
Yeah. So basically, the coordination and cooperation with each other is like the main priority.
Super important. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I can imagine with like 3 days of events in a row.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to help there, so
Yeah, at the Congress Day, right?
let's hope I
Winning
know what to
points.
do.
Good job.
Super good.
No, I would have helped like anyway though.
Yeah.
It seems like a really nice experience, honestly.
It is. Oh, speaking about helping out there. So like, of course, you did a lot of networking, right, during the career days, especially as the Commissioner of External Affairs. So has that helped you towards anything in the future after you did that?
That's a good one. Yes. Well, I'd say networking always sounds like you're approaching people with a certain goal.
Yeah.
And for me, that day was just really making sure the speakers I invited had a good time. They knew what to do. Has it helped me? That's a good question. Yeah. In the end, I went to McKinsey, which is not a company that was president at there, but I mean, indirectly, it has helped to grow yourself professionally, of course, to see how you manage everything. It's an experience, but also how you deal with people. So I think indirectly, I've of course like learned from it.
Yeah.
But like, if you mean networking that people have me to get a foot in the door, not necessarily. But that's also not necessarily the purpose.
It's more the thing that you learn from them, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. And I think we can move on to the next part. You just mentioned McKinsey, that you work there right now. So could you tell us a bit about McKinsey?
About McKinsey. So McKinsey is a strategy consulting firm. You might know the term MBB. So it's like one of three.
The big three. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The 3 biggest strategy consultants. Also one of the oldest, next to BCG, and then you also have Bain. But McKinsey is definitely the biggest. And in terms of work, you're basically helping. You can see yourself as a doctor of the company. So you basically serve your clients on a big strategic topic. and you're working in a small team to help them crack the problem.
Yeah.
That's in a nutshell.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And like, of course, to link this to CSA, do you think anything you learned from CSA AUR has helped you shape your path towards like McKinsey? I think it's a really vague question, but yeah, could you link CSA AUR to McKinsey on how you walk that path?
Actually, I think it did help.
Yeah.
So there are like, I think, two big moments that I interacted with McKinsey. One of them was with CSA. So like during SEMS, I actually interacted with McKinsey because I did a business project.
Yeah.
But also during my board year, there was like this diversity dinner that we organized.
Yeah.
So that was an interaction with them, and then we also like me, Veva, and oh my God, can you cut this out?
I can cut this out. How can you forget your board members?
What? Oh no.
Oh my God.
The boyfriend of Millie. Oh my God. Sorry. I can't come over today. Yes, we were actually invited to McKinsey.
Yeah.
And we got to talk with the recruiters, and that's where I got an extra understanding of what they do. And actually, we kept in touch with the recruiters, so that was actually a very good step in the door.
Wait, but how did you first get in touch with them in the first place?
Yingli is the name. Sorry. Oh my God.
You got it. All right. Cut that.
Sorry, Yali.
Yeah. How did you get in touch with McKinsey in the first place as a board from CSA AUR?
That's a good question. I think we just did cold calls. Like we just randomly reached out to people via LinkedIn.
Yeah.
That's one way. And then also like via you try to get recruiters' name, and then you just basically either message them via LinkedIn or email them if you have their email account, and then you ask for a call. And that's basically how we got most of the.
But that was for your board, right? And not
that's
for
my board.
Not for the career days.
But like my career day was in my board year. But like, what do you mean? Like in my.
Like you were invited to like the recruiter thingy, the networking sessions.
Right, yeah.
With your board.
With my board. Not necessarily.
Okay.
They got our names, and then we went there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you get to McKinsey? Because you did a lot of stuff in between, right? Before you got there. Did you like came back, apply, or someone reached out to you from McKinsey?
Because you did mention that you did a lot of other internships and other studies, right?
Yes, I did. So actually, like in my last year when I was wrapping up, I was thinking of actually going into law. So at the end, I did an internship at the Brouw and at Allen Overy, at M&A and banking. I really liked it. I really like those firms. But I was thinking, like on the long term, in 10 years from now, if I don't like this job anymore, what are the exit opportunities? And they were quite limited. And I was like, thinking about exit opportunities might mean that something is not fully right there. And for me, that was the international part, because like I studied Dutch law, so you're pretty much focused in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
There are, of course, some options, but very limited.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I was looking for a high-paced environment, international, and something with great exit opportunities, because I just like to explore different things. Then strategy consulting is, of course, a very good option. And because I already did a business project with them during SEMS, I knew them. So I reached out to the recruiter to have a call to explore the possibilities. And actually then afterwards, I just applied. Yeah.
So CSA did have like a big part in you ending up to McKinsey, kind of.
I think every experience you have will help you to move further. And for me, CSA definitely helped me to shape me of what I want, get in touch with, for example, McKinsey, but not only McKinsey, also like other companies. So if you're interested in engineering or something else, I think CSA can help you greatly. Yeah.
Was there like a different company you wanted to work for, like if McKinsey didn't work out?
Oh, that's a good question. Wow.
Deep question. Don't let McKinsey see this, bro.
Huh? We can cut this out, you know.
No, it's a fair question, of course. So I applied for MBB, right? But my top choice was McKinsey, so I was very glad I got it. I did consider, if I didn't get to MBB, would I consider then another strategy consulting job, or do I prefer law? But I didn't have to make that decision, so that's good.
That's nice.
Yeah. How did you break into like this MBB? Because it's really hard to get in, I would assume.
Well, I mean, like I also applied to other strategy consulting firms. I think you just apply, and I would say the tip would be, if you want to go into strategy consulting, you apply for multiple consulting firms, and you put the most preferred ones to the last because you get more experience, you know what your nerves are, you know a bit how to manage yourself because that's an important part. And then you get there. So for me, I think I was just lucky that I got through all the the interview processes.
Yeah.
That I got an offer there.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing because like I think strategy consultancy is like one of the most competitive things like among the students, right?
Yeah, it's like,
think?
I mean, you study IBA, so
Yeah.
everyone wants
Everyone
the
wants to,
consulting.
everyone's doing like, oh, what do you want to do later?
But of
Maybe,
course,
like,
there are a lot of other
yeah.
things next to consulting, investment banking, or anything more creative. Yeah.
I mean, it's usually those three, like investment banking, accountancy, and consultancy.
Is that what you see?
That's what I see the most. Like that's most popular.
Asians like doctors as well, right? And lawyers.
That's for Asians.
Asians.
Right. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh,
yeah.
I do have a question. You mentioned interviews, especially with people having interviews soon with study trip. Do you have any tips for interviews of doing a great one?
Wow.
Wow. You mean like, so for an interviewee, what the tip would be for them?
Yeah.
To get into the study trip.
Yeah, for example, or any jobs.
Any interview
I'm going
tips that
to
you
like
have in
apply
general.
for full-time jobs, so I need some tips for interviews actually.
Amazing.
Oh, wow. That's a good one. I think, first of all, like the first minutes in an interview is very important to create the first impression. Be ready to have a short pitch about yourself. I mean, the interviewers have already seen your CVs probably. So maybe in the first 2 minutes that you introduce yourself, you can tell something that they probably won't ask you, but you still want to share. So make the pitch right. Then secondly, I think also make sure that you know why you want to do. So if a study trip, why would they choose you? What can you bring to the group? And why is it such a unique experience for you?
I see.
But also for a job, like why do you like this job or firm so much? And what can you offer them as well? Think about those value propositions part.
And how do you deal with the nerves? That's the main question, I feel
The
like.
nerves.
The nerves. That's a good
Or
one.
are you just a natural talent that's just go with the flow and done?
No, definitely not. I mean, like during the first minutes of this podcast, I was a bit stiff, weren't I? So definitely not. So
Natural.
practice makes you. Yeah, you can try maybe with some friends or family that you give them some interview questions and you practice with them. And also, the more you know the story you want to tell, the more natural it will be.
Yeah.
See.
So yeah, that makes sense. And also, yeah, like it's also mindset. You're not there to be assessed. You're also assessing them. Like
Okay.
think about what, like, yeah, they want to hire you, but you also need to see whether you like to work with them.
I mean, they're coming to Hong Kong. They're going to Hong Kong, so I'm definitely going to judge like what they have for that. You know, it's my home country.
What do you have for Hong Kong?
Huh?
Point a gun at them.
Yeah, definitely. No, thank you for the tips. Like, I would definitely keep that in mind.
Yeah. To follow up on that, so you mentioned like the first 2 minutes are really important, right? So how do you set the tone perfectly?
Set the tone perfectly.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So
Or how would you do it? Or how did you do it for McKinsey?
Do you have like a opening line that
Yeah,
you
like-
always use?
no, I mean, no, I don't have a standard opening line. It really depends, right? For McKinsey specifically, actually, the first 2 rounds were online. So
really?
then you would have to, make sure you test your microphone first, ensure the background is nice, ensure you're, you know how to look into the camera. So that would take some parts away from your nerves. And also make sure, you small talk a little bit. So that also gets your nerves a little bit out. If you're present for, like physically for a study trip, for example, I mean, the first minute, well, actually, to be honest, if you're applying for study trip, you probably already know the people that are going to interview you a little bit. But if you don't really know or anyway, you can just walk in and give everyone a handshake. And before we go into the official formal part, you can make a small talk.
Yeah.
I see.
Have you ever experienced that before? Like the interviews are really stiff or really cold. So then it's hard to make small talk.
That's
right?
true. That's true.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Of course, some interviews they do it on purpose. They're a little bit cold, or that's just their personality.
Yeah.
But yeah, then it's on you, your intellect, your social intelligence to make that work, I guess.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the interview tips. I think I can use a lot of that.
Yeah, me too, definitely.
Yeah. Because you're almost like applying for like full-time jobs, right?
I started applying for a full-time job 2 days ago.
Wait, really? Because you finished engineering.
Yeah, that's true. Aerospace engineering at TU Delft.
You're gonna do now
Masters.
Build rocket ships.
Huh?
Build rockets.
rockets, planes, spacecrafts, anything.
Okay.
So yeah, it took a long time to make my CV.
Yeah.
6 weeks, but I finally managed to do it. So started to apply for the first few jobs.
Yeah. So now you wait, and then you use Priscilla's tips for the interviews.
Yeah, definitely. I will definitely use them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
And as a strategic consultant, what do you do daily? Like, what does a daily life look like for you?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
It depends a little bit, but I would say just high level, like on Monday to Friday, if that's the work week, so weekends were off. From Monday to Friday, it can be a little bit more intense. So Monday to Thursday, you're mostly at the client, and then Friday you work from the office. How my day looks like. Every day we start with a check-in. That means you're there with your team and your manager, and you say what your priorities are for the day, what you're gonna do, what meetings you have, and what important problems you want to crack that you need the help of your manager or the partners from. So have that on the list, and then also at the end of the day, around like 4 or 5, you have a checkout, which means of course also if you haven't spoken to your manager yet, what have I done? What is the biggest update? But most importantly, what is still on your plate? And then most importantly, to make your lifestyle work. Also from this list of things that you need to do, what are things that you really need to finish today, and what can you push to tomorrow? But that's a bit the structure of the day. And then in the end, of course, maybe you have dinner together, or you go back to home, or you go back to your hotel and you work there a little bit more. And in terms of the work that you do, it can really range from different things. Also, it depends on the project that you do, right? It can range from doing analysis, so you're really excelling. You can be like modeling. You can do some PowerPoint. You can be meetings.
Yeah.
So it really depends on what you want to do. For example, my second project, I think, was a vendor due diligence, or VDD. So basically, we had a startup that we wanted to help grow. And we had like a 5-week sprint. So with our team in 5 weeks, we have to kind of like make the presentation deck that they could use for the investors to get money for the next round. And then depends on what your work stream is. My work stream was, for example, setting their business model. How would their business model look like? For that, you would do expert interviews. You would do analysis. You would create a PowerPoint deck. You need to talk to clients. So I think these are it covers a breadth of things, but these are the highlights.
Yeah. Oh my God, sounds like a lot.
I don't know, in your line of work, do you manage to do everything like on a normal work day, or do you also sometimes bring work to home?
So Saturday, Sunday, we definitely don't work.
Okay.
Yes. But if you ask during the week, do you bring home? Yeah, like strategy consulting, you also work in the evening, so there's no really it's not a 9 to 5 job. So after 5, you have to work a little bit, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So
yes.
Yes.
You mentioned that you take work from work to home or your hotel and start working a bit, right?
Yeah, could be. You can also choose to stay at the office, have dinner there, and then don't bring work home. But some people, they do it. It's what you prefer. But yeah, you can bring work home.
So being in the full-time work week, you must have like a lot of things to do during work days, which essentially leaves you only like the weekends. And how do you balance that with your hobbies, your friends, like family? That's something I always wonder.
That's a really good question. This is it's something I also struggle with at the beginning of the career. But in the end, if you find a good balance, you can actually have everything. So my boyfriend lives in Copenhagen. So during the weekend, at least one weekend per month, I'm there in Copenhagen. So it leaves me only 3 weekends here to spend time with family and friends. But also then I try to, for example, on Thursday, we have Thursday predictable night offs, which means like after 7, you can close laptop around that time. And then you can meet some friends there. And then during sports, I would either do it before your workday starts or late in the evenings. It depends a little bit, because if you're in the hotel, if you're staying in a hotel from Monday to Thursday, you can easily in the morning go to the gym just to run a little bit. Although I prefer to sleep sometimes, but it is possible. Yeah. So there's a good balance, I would say. And because you work so hard during the week, I think during the weekend you can like enjoy the freedom extra. Yeah.
But don't you sometimes have, when you work so hard during the week, that you become really tired in the weekend and just don't want to do anything at all?
Definitely. I also have those weekends where like couch potato. I just don't leave the couch, and I try to not like minimize social like events. But yeah, I mean, how much can you sleep on a day? So there must be some time that you can do something, and it also depends what you want, right? So yeah, the weekends are there to meet friends, family, but also take some time for yourself to see whether you need some more sleep or some more sports.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Would you consider that one of your biggest challenges in your career? This balance?
I think so, especially at the beginning, because you're so focused on work. At least I was like so focused on work. Everything was so new. That I also didn't dare to set boundaries, saying, okay, today at 7 or 8, I really need 1 hour off to go to the gym, or then I really want to see friends. That's something I struggle a little bit with. And also, like in terms of sports, I play golf, and that takes a lot of time, and you have to go out of the city center, get a car there. So it's something that I actually didn't do for a long time. So it's definitely something I struggled with. Also, actually, what Vincenzo said in terms of balancing your own energy, taking some time for yourself, I had days that I just wanted to sleep. But I mean, that's the first half year, or maybe the first year, but afterwards, now I really know where to set my boundaries. And that's also the tip. If you start working, set your own boundaries, that you know what you need when, and then you can manage your energy better. Yeah.
Okay, so do you have any other advice that you can give us in general for people who are still looking for jobs or anything career related?
I feel so old now being asked for advice. But yeah, definitely. I think the most important thing is just to follow your passion. Do something you like, and then you will end up being happy at the place because you do something you like. And for me, I didn't really know what I really liked because I liked a lot of things. And if that's the case, then try to do internships. Try to speak to people, do coffee chats, get a call, do a walk with them. Then I think naturally you will find out what you like, and hopefully you'll find a good starting position at a certain company.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Yes, then with this last piece of advice, I want to close off this podcast. I want to give a special thank you to Priscilla, Wang, and Vincenzo from the Cultural Events Committee. And like I said, this marks the end of the podcast. So see you guys in the next time. And if you want to be featured, make sure to drop by with a message on Instagram or send us an email at alumni@csaeur.nl. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.